loading up the buses this morning. Good morning. And heading out to tour Athens. It's going to be a little bit of a cloudy day, maybe some rain, but we're prepared.
And vice versa. And also the mystery is performed by its church.
Yes.
And to be honest, okay.
We get off the bus here for a quick photo stop of the Olympic Stadium. We've arrived for Mass at the Cathedral of Athens, and you can see it's in honor of Saint Dionysius the Areopagite, which we'll learn about later. Mass at the Church of Saint Dionysius, the Cathedral of Athens. Saint Dionysius, here you can see him listening to Saint Paul preaching and becoming a believer and the first bishop of Athens, and he was actually one of the judges of the Areopagus. Another one of Father Connor's great homilies here at Athens. We've just arrived at the Acropolis and the Parthenon up there. I'm going to take the group first, though, right over here to Mars Hill, which is mentioned in Acts 17. And we're getting off the bus now to spend the next hour or two at this wonderful historical site. This plaque at the base of Mars Hill is written in Greek, which is the language of Paul. And this was his defense of Christianity, his explanation to the Athenians here at the Areopagus up on top there. Now, all of the Athenians and the strangers visiting here used to spend their time in nothing other than hearing something new. All they wanted to hear something new. This has been here 400 years. They've heard all the Greek philosophers. Now there's something new. Let's listen to this. So Paul stood in the midst of them up there, and he said, "Men of Athens, I observe that you are very religious in all respects, for while I was passing through and examining objects of your worship," he didn't say your stupid idols that have demons behind them. He's now trying to relate to these folks. These are the original steps going up, and I've been up these steps many times, but we discouraged people because it was raining and it's wet. I'm wanting people to go up these steps. Here we are on the top of the Areopagus, or Mars Hill. I told people to be very careful here. A lady fell and died last week. And this Mars Hill where Paul spoke is in the shadow of the Parthenon on the Acropolis, which has stood 400 years before Paul arrived. So you can imagine Paul up here with the judges, the Areopagites, giving his presentation, which I think was one of the most brilliant talks he ever gave. Perspective here, there's the Acropolis. This is the top of Mars Hill, the Areopagus. And down there is the Agora. That's where Paul was seeing all of the idols in Acts chapter 17, which aggravated and provoked his spirit in all the temples. He was arguing with them, and then they brought him up here to find out what he had to say. We're halfway up the Acropolis. This is not the Parthenon yet. This is just the entrance to it. We got to go up a ways further. But just a little perspective, right down there is Mars Hill, where we just were, where Paul met before the Areopagites. And down there is the Agora, where waterfall is agitated because of the idols. So, the Agora, Mars Hill, isn't that a beautiful shot right there, Mars Hill? And all the way up here to the top of the Acropolis. Here's where the original statue of Athena stood in relationship to the Parthenon, named after her, Athena. And you can see her all the way from the sea as the ships were coming in. When you're riding on a bus, this is always a very welcome sight. We stopped and had some quick lunch sandwiches. A few people did go into McDonald's, but the Everest store was very good. As you'll see here, lots of sandwiches with fresh bread and dough. Oh, it was wonderful. And we sat outside and ate it. It was a nice day, and the buses came and picked us back up and took us to the ship. After our wild adventure of eating lunch outside, we head to Piraeus, which is the port city. We arrive at our ship. It was very seamless and easy getting the luggage and paperwork done. We got on the ship and it was very simple. Everybody's very excited. Here's Janet and I getting on at the gangway here and exploring some of the decks, walking around, and finally we head out to sea. Look at this in the port still, but we're with some good friends here who came along with us. Up exploring. There comes the military. Nice Greek music. Ninth floor. We're starting to pull out of dock now. We can see the ship slowly moving. It's 4 o'clock, right on time departure. There's the tugboat escorting us out, and as you can see, we're pulling out of port, heading out to sea. A lot of our folks up here watching. Oh, getting a picture of me, getting a picture of her. Gotcha.
The concrete walls, but this was, you know, to see the sea so full, and even when we were there in September, it was still full. And then to see everything smashed out.
Something non-alcoholic.
That was the highlight of my trip. I mean, every time I looked at the sea, it was it took my breath away seeing it so full. So they had a lot of storms last year when Israel was still closed. A lot of storms.
We've got the Olympic room here on the 5th floor dining area just to ourselves for our own group. And everybody's enjoying it. Wine's included with the meal, of course. And we've got some more folks around here over on this side. So everybody's having a great dinner. And we're off to a good start. Oh, look at the salad that just came. It's a bit of a windy night tonight. Must have been like for St. Paul, who was in 4 shipwrecks, and he said he spent a day and a night in the deep. Imagine that right there, a day and a night floating in driftwood, and yet he never condemned God. He always said that he was ready to serve and suffer at any point. So good night, everyone. From the Mediterranean Sea, we're on our way to Thessaloniki.